Lalith.
Yes, sir.
Lalith, you are 9th July born.
Hello, sir.
Your date of birth is 9th July 1995.
Yes, yes.
And you know, my date of birth is 9th July 1944. But 9th July. Good. Now tell me, Lalith, something about yourself. We are going through your biodata. Just go through. Just tell us something about your highlight, education, plays, and all that.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, can I speak?
Please.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, my name is Lalith Kumar. I am from Kollam, Kerala, and I am an MBBS graduate, and I did my graduation in Government Medical College, Thiruvananthapuram, and I did my schooling in Kollam, in St. Jude Central School, and in MKLMHSS Kannathindu. My father's name is Venkatraman Poti. My mother's name is Rajesh Amma. I am an aspirational personality, and I wish to pursue civil services as a
Okay. But tell me, you are already working, no? I think you are working, right?
Sir, I am at present not working, but
why you are resigned? You are getting
that was a temporary post, and so during which was open during the COVID-19 pandemic, and now it's over, sir.
Okay. Acha, you didn't leave yourself. The job, they terminated. The job is no more there. Okay, it's all right. What's your optional?
Optional is medical science, sir.
Oh, medical science. How have you done?
Sir?
How have you done? You have done well?
In the paper. Yes, sir. Optional paper 1 was slightly tougher, sir.
Tougher? Somebody said it was lengthy.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So were you able to attempt all the questions, or you attempted only 70 or 80%?
No, sir. I attempted all the questions, sir.
Oh, very good. That means you will make it.
1 minute, sir. Can I off the fan because it is having...
Yes. Do that.
Sorry, sir.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
You are from Kollam district, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us something about Kollam district, where it is located, what it is known for, etc.
Yes. Kollam is located in the south part of Kerala. Kollam is a district which is bordered by Arabian Sea on one side and the Western Ghats on the other side. That is on the western side. And Kollam is known for several economic activities like cashew, coir, and it also has famous spots for tourism like Ashtamudi Lake. And Kollam is also famous for its wonderful beach, and also it has one famous lighthouse called Tangasheri Lighthouse.
Very good. But do you get backwaters there?
Yes, sir. That is Ashtamudi. One of the famous one is Ashtamudi Lake, sir.
Yeah, the backwaters of Kerala is very well known.
Yes,
and
sir.
You have that competition also, no? Boat race. Where is that held? Boat race?
Yes, sir. There is a President's Trophy boat race held on November 1 here, and it is held in Ashtamudi Lake.
That's a very famous thing. About 30-40 people in one boat, is it? And they sing some song or something, and then they do it. It's very nice to see that. And very good. Now tell me, what are the plantation grown in Kerala? Plantations. What are the different types?
Sir, in Kerala, the rubber plantations and spice plantations are present in large number. The spice plantations include cardamom and also coffee and tea. And besides, in Kollam district, there is also a few cashew plantations in Kollam and also in the North Kerala. So those are the plantation crops.
Coconut you will not put in plantation?
Yes, sir. Coconut plantations are also.
You have Coconut Research Institute. It's full of coconut. Kerala is known for coconut. You are forgetting. Eh?
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
yes.
a very important thing.
Yes, sir.
Pepper also, you grow pepper also. Pepper.
Yes, sir. Pepper spice.
That's the only place I think in India where you get pepper.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good. And okay, now what are the important places of tourism importance in Kerala?
In Kerala, the famous places from the south, if I'm telling, in Thiruvananthapuram, we have Kovalam Beach, that is, and Varkala Beach, which are very famous. And in Kollam, there is Tankasheri Lighthouse and the backwaters like Ashtamudi Lake. And going to more south to Alapura, there is Vembanad Lake, which is very famous. And in Kollam, there is Shastangota Lake, which is also famous. Besides, in the Western Ghats, there is Agasthyamala, which is famous in Thiruvananthapuram. There is also a place called Tenmala, which is also famous for trekking in Thiruvananthapuram. And in Kollam, there is a place called in Chadayamangalam, there is a famous Jadayu rock.
Very good. But tell me, where does Tekadi come? You didn't mention. Tekadi is in which part?
Sir, Tekadi is in, I was telling from south, in Tekadi is in Idiki district, sir.
Yeah, but it's a very well known. Tekadi is well known for tourists. That's very good. Now tell me, what is compulsory licensing in the drugs? There's a WTO thing, compulsory licensing. What is that?
So compulsory licensing is used so that is used by government so that certain medicines are devoid of the patents and they are being used. Then the formula is being shared with other companies who doesn't have a patent ownership over those drugs. So and it was meant to enable those companies to also produce a drug so that the people will be so that the drugs will be affordable for the people.
What are generic drugs? Generic. You know, you have the concept of generic drugs. What are those?
Generic drugs are those drugs which have a chemical composition and they are being marketed by the name of the chemical composition rather than being marketed by a brand name.
Very good. Now, often we have legal issues coming up
Yes,
under this the compulsory line. That is Section 3D. Do you know what is Section 3D of the law? Evergreening, window dressing. Have you heard of these? There is a Supreme Court judgment.
Sir, I know about the issue, but I don't know whether.
Okay, tell me the issue
section,
then.
Sir, the compulsory licensing is actually enabled by India's patent laws, and it is also, as India says, it is also enabled by the TRIPS agreement, that is a trade-related intellectual property agreement of the WTO. But certain US companies and foreign companies wanted this compulsory licensing to be avoided so that their branded drugs remains only as their property.
Now, even in COVID, for vaccination also there's a problem, vaccines.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? There are issues coming up.
So vaccines also, there is same problem of this technology transfers. And the vaccines, for example, some mRNA vaccines cost are too high for smaller and poorly developed countries to afford. So compulsory licensing and technology transfer was also discussed in COVID-19.
Okay, in India, prices of essential essentials are fixed by whom?
Yes, sir. Sir?
Have you heard of PPA?
Yes, sir. National Pharmaceutical Price.
That's under which Government of India?
That is the Ministry of Chemical.
Yes, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. NPPA is a government thing. They announce the prices. Very good. Now, a bit about budget. Can you recall anything about budget? Any two highlights of the budget? Anything you remember?
Sir, budget speaking about, it provided a plan for the next 25 years, which budget termed as Amritkal for India. And the budget was focusing on infrastructure development, and PM Gati Shakti was a major plan that was that was announced in the budget and which is carried forward.
Very
Besides,
good.
there is also a thrust in agriculture, like for example, Kisan drones, and also there are steps in technology arena, like taxing the cryptocurrency, etc.
Cryptocurrency. What are cryptocurrencies? Very good. What are cryptocurrencies?
So cryptocurrencies are those currencies which is managed by blockchains, and which does not have a central authority, and the transactions are transparent, and during every transaction a block is created, and the cryptocurrency transfer occurs through blockchains, through deledged accounts, and it is not linked to any currency, or not pegged to any sovereign currencies.
But is there any backing?
Yes, sir. So for certain cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, there is no sovereign backing, but there are also cryptocurrencies like e-dinar, which is backed by certain governments.
But RBI is also thinking of introducing some sort of a cryptocurrency. RBI.
Yes, sir. RBI
What do
is
you think
also
of that?
introducing a cryptocurrency. Not a central bank digital currency is being proposed, and which is backed by the sovereign government, and which will be pegged to a sovereign currency. But that is though the transactions might be in the blockchain type, it may not be a cryptocurrency, because it is linked to the sovereign guarantee.
Okay. In the budget, there is a proposal to tax this cryptocurrency. At what rate?
At 30% flat rate for
30%.
transactions.
Very good. But tell me, how will it be taxed? Will it be the giver taker or the receiver will pay? Who will pay the tax?
The receiver of the for virtual assets, the transaction is introduced, so it includes cryptocurrency also, and the person who is benefiting needs to pay the tax of the transactions, who is receiving the money.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Sharma, over to you.
Yeah, Mr. Lalith.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Lalith, which qualities of a doctor as a whole, and you in particular, will help you in the civil services?
Sir, in civil service, for a doctor, he needs to have a short-term view, as well as need to keep in mind the long-term aspects in treating.
So in order of priority, arrange them. This is the quality which all the doctors, and particularly you, have, which will help you while being in the civil services.
Sir, one will be farsightedness.
Okay.
The second one will be analytical, and arranging logically the things which needs to be done, and prioritizing. That will be the word I use. Prioritizing the issues, and third one will be patience. Patience.
Patience. Okay. Yeah. Just name them. That these are the qualities which a doctor possesses, and
Yes,
will help you a lot while being in the civil service.
Yes, sir. There is also a character of empathy, which needs to be present. Yes, empathy and compassion to the suffering people, and also there needs to be also perseverance, so that the task which is given should be sorted out at time, and should be managed. So that is also something which needs.
So I think hardly a quality is left which is not in you, and which is required for being a good civil servant. Anyway, next question. SDG. You are very well aware of. How many SDGs are there, by the way?
17 SDGs.
Which one is related with your field?
Sir, that is SDG 3I, but I'm unable to recall the number.
Okay, so Sustainable Development Goal Performance Index, by whom it is prepared?
It is prepared by Niti Aayog, sir.
So latest SDG index.
Yes, sir.
Which state is at the top?
Sir, Kerala.
Kerala. Then number 2.
Uh, I think Karnataka, Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh.
Tamil Nadu.
Okay, now come to the bottom.
Bottom, I think it's Bihar, sir.
Bihar. And near to that, Bihar. Yeah, right you are.
Sir, Uttar Pradesh.
No, not at the bottom. Though that has not performed very well. That's a different thing, but not at the bottom. Jharkhand and Assam. Bihar, Jharkhand and Assam. Anyway, you might be very well aware of Ease of Living Index.
Yes, sir.
And Municipal Performance Index.
Yes, sir.
So come to that index, and now you tell me which are the 4 broad parameters considered for preparing this particular index.
Sorry, sir, I am presently
Anyway, by whom this index is prepared? Ease of Living Index.
Sir, it is by Ministry of Urban Affairs.
Yeah, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs.
Urban Affairs, yes,
okay. So now come to that which cities are at the top if more than 1 million population is concerned, and if less than 1 million population is concerned. Which are at the top?
Sir, Indore is at the top for more than 1 million.
Yeah, Indore is at the top, but that comes under which category? Less than 1 million.
Okay.
And that is Municipal Performance Index. I am talking about about the major cities. So major cities having more than 1 million population, which is at the top. Southern city only.
Sorry, sir, I need to prepare.
Anyway, Bengaluru, Pune, these are at the top.
Yes, sir.
And Shimla is there, but less than 1 million category. And Indore and NDMC are leading in the Municipal Performance Index 2020.
Yes, sir. I will prepare
okay.
that.
Now coming to your field. What is this RT-PCR, confirmatory test for COVID-19 pandemic? So RT-PCR, what is this RT-PCR? It stands for?
Sir, reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction.
That's right. So what is reverse transcriptase?
Reverse transcriptase, it is an enzyme which helps to synthesize DNA from RNA.
Okay, so reverse transcription.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who discovered reverse transcriptase about 5 to 6 decades back?
Sir, the procedure is discovered by Carey Mullis, but I don't know who discovered it.
Temin and Baltimore, who were awarded Nobel Prize for this, Nobel Prize in Medicine. Anyway, now you tell me virtual autopsy. What is this and where it is being practiced in the country?
Sir, autopsy.
What do you mean by virtual autopsy? Virtual autopsy, and where it is being practiced in the country? We have started doing it over the last, say, a year or so.
Sir, virtual autopsy is using the technology for the process of autopsy and guiding the individuals directly involved in doing the autopsy and gaining the evidences. And it is presently, I am unaware of the present status of virtual autopsy. And
only AIMS. Yes. It is only in AIMS.
Yes, sir.
Started practicing this over the last 1 year or so.
Yes, sir. I will.
And CT scan. So through CT scanning, there is no need to cut the body for doing autopsy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is this thalassemia? Thalassemia and why it is named so?
Thalassemia is a disease which involves the poor production of the alpha and beta, the globin chains of the hemoglobin.
Why it is named so?
I am presently unable to read.
What thalas mean? Thalas.
It means blood, I think.
Thalas means sea.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, this disease was discovered amongst the inhabitants who are there around Mediterranean Sea. That's why thalassemia. Okay, my last question about this next wave of COVID pandemic. mathematical modeling.
Sir.
So what is that mathematical modeling? And
Yes,
by
sir.
whom it is normally done, and the predictions of which were made through mathematical modeling were found correct till the last wave.
Yes, sir. The COVID-19, the mathematical modeling uses the transmission levels as well as the population where the pandemic might be occurring. And mathematical modeling, one model was the Sutra model, which was designed by IIT Kanpur, and and it uses certain parameters, but it hasn't predicted a second wave, and that mathematical modeling has failed to calculate the exact picture.
What is this R value, by the way? In Delhi, it is said that R value has gone up above 2.
Sir, it is a measure of transmissibility. How much to who? How
So
much?
if we say it is 2, in Delhi it is approximately 2.1. So if we
Yes,
say
sir.
2 or 2.1, what does it mean?
Yes, a infected person could pass the disease to 2.1 individuals. That is
Okay, now related with this only, does COVID pandemic, does COVID cause this autoimmune disorders? Any evidence in this regard?
so COVID-19 could flare up some autoimmune disorders.
Among 30 patients, as it is said by the AIMS, that it was found amongst 30 patients during past few months that they are suffering from autoimmune disease.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. All yours.
Sir, so Lalith, you mentioned about the Kovalam beach.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
good morning. So, what are the geological studies of this beach?
Kovalam Beach, geologically, it is located in the Arabian Sea, and it is being studied for the coastal erosion and such issues.
What type of the rocks are there in Kovalam beach?
Sir, I am presently unable to read.
Okay. Now, in medical field, there is recurrence of the diseases.
Yes, sir.
Why this recurrence occurs?
Sir, recurrence of diseases, the non-communicable diseases.
Say in a human being, an individual one.
Yes,
If
sir.
someone is having the heart problem, after 10 years, again he will be having the heart problem. If someone is having the kidney problem, say after a gap, then again recurrence of that disease. So why is it so?
Yes, sir. There are diseases like, for example, for the infective diseases, there is chance for the mutations to occur and to reinfect the person. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
There is chance for the infective viruses or bacteria to reinfect the person. And for non-communicable diseases, there is chance that the individual, there is some permanent damage occurring to the blood vessels of the
last or one more?
Sir, can I continue?
After this, we'll then break for lunch. And then...
Hello, sir.
Yes, please go on.
Acha. Okay. Yeah.
Please carry on, Lalith.
Yes, sir. So for that, there is permanent for example, in the heart after a myocardial infarction, there will be some permanent deformity and infarct in the heart, and that could recur. For the same could happen with kidney diseases or such other non-communicable diseases, that some permanent damage to the organs might have occurred and it might flare up again. There is a possibility.
Recently, the government of India has given the insurance scheme for the poor, for the health coverage.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, PM Jan Arogya Yojana. That is it.
So, what are the salient features of this scheme?
Sir, it was a scheme meant to provide 5 lakh rupees per family for secondary and tertiary care, and the individuals who were selected through the socio-economic caste census, and they will be given treatment in government hospitals as well as in empaneled private hospitals. That is how.
Lalit,
Yes, sir.
my statement is the Kerala can lead the country in various social factors as well as in educational factors.
Yeah.
So kindly mention those factors.
So
Social factors first and then educational factors.
social factors, one is health, and second one is the sex ratio, which is already high, above 1,000. Besides, in the educational sector, there is primary education levels and literacy levels are very high. So those are the few things which comes to mind.
And what about so basically family
Planning? Yes, sir.
family planning, and then the gender issue.
Yes, the sex ratio was already in very good in Kerala. So the Kerala could be a model for country to improve the sex ratio.
And what about the educational factor?
Yes, primary education is very good in Kerala, and literacy rates are also high. And that model could be used for improving the literacy rates across the country by improving the primary education.
So we have the 7 sisters in the Northeast.
Yes, sir.
So what are those 7 sisters and what are their major aspirations?
Sir, the 7 sisters are the 7 northeastern states, and it includes Tripura, Manipur, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and their major issues include one is the ethnic issues and struggles still present there, and insurgencies in the northeast. And the other issue is the developmental issue, and the development from the mainland is in the major part of India is not reaching to the northeast people. The third one could be the connectivity issue, because they are connected to India through the narrow Siliguri corridor. Those are the few issues there.
Recently, various schemes have been launched regarding connection.
Yes, sir.
The railway connection and so can you mention a few achievements of the recent time?
Yes, sir. There is a PM Divine scheme which was proposed in the recent budget, and which meant to provide infrastructure development to the Northeast. There is also some schemes for connecting the Northeast through routes other than the Siliguri corridor, for example, through Bangladesh and through Myanmar. And there is also schemes to connect the National Waterway 1 and National Waterway 2 for better movement of goods and other logistics. And those are the few schemes which helps in connectivity. There is also a UDAN scheme which improves the air connectivity there.
Yeah, good. Now, just after independence, there is always been a scheme that is connecting various rivers.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your opinion about it?
It's a national river interlinking project. It was meant to reduce the disparities in water availability between the north and the south. And for me, the objective sounds very good, and it will help the country to prosper. And but coming to the implementation, there will be issues regarding the geological studies, as well as the issue of protest of the people. And there will be also apprehensions in the minds of some states. And for the project to be implemented, such kind of issues needs to be tackled first, and discussions should be done before implementation of the project to the fullest. That's
yes. You are a doctor, and in relation to your education, there is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
Yes, sir.
So, as a doctor, what will be the first priority if you are asked to implement the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan?
In the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the first priority will be the ensuring clean water and sanitation for the poor people. And for that, as a doctor, I feel that there needs to be a wider collaboration. And so I should ensure that the stakeholders, like for example, the local body members should be present alongside, so that we could plan how this water availability could be improved. And there should be also some mechanism to ensure that people are using the sanitation and the water facilities made available to them. And there should be awareness campaigns which should be simultaneously happening. That's what I think.
My last question regarding your health also, and regarding psychosomatic orders. Basically, health issues are also related with psychological issues also. Do you agree with it?
Health issues has some psychological issues associated with it, sir. Yes, I agree.
You agree. God will forgive you, but your central nervous system won't forgive you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I repeat, God will forgive you, but
Yes,
your central nervous system won't forgive you.
Yes, sir. There could be also, yes, sir. That is right, sir.
Kindly elaborate it.
Sir, for example, there are people who might recover from a road accident, and they will have, they would be escaping the trauma, but there will be some conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, and they might be pushed to depression and some anxiety and some other disorders. And their future life could be derailed if that is continuing and it is left untreated. That is one example. This is happening also in people surviving from disasters, and also in people suffering from diseases like diabetes, myocardial infarction, heart attack, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. When is it? 20th, is it?
May 19th, sir.
Oh, May 19th. Okay, that is all right. You still have time. You can make up. Now, I was only wondering, do you read economic daily? Do you keep track of things like GDP, etc.? What is GDP?
Yes, sir. GDP is gross domestic product. It is.
How do you define that? How do you define that?
GDP, it is the total value of goods and services produced in the country in a financial year.
Very good. Now, there have been forecasts for the Indian economy.
Yes, sir.
By Reserve Bank, which they have now reduced. So also IMF, World Bank. Can you recall those figures? What is the latest figures? I mean,
So one I would recall is the IMF forecast, which came the latest, which pegs India's growth at 8% in the next financial year.
Very good. And then RBI?
Sir, I am presently unable to recall the exact
World
number.
Bank. How about the Ministry of Finance has also issued some figure, no? Are you aware?
Sorry, sir, I am presently unable.
That is more or less in line with the World Bank. Okay, now tell me about Niti Aayog. What is this NITI? Can you elaborate? What is the NITI? Niti? What is the full form?
Yes, sir. National Institute for Transforming India.
National Institute. Institute.
Yes, sir.
Think for a minute. Is it an institute or institution?
Institution for Transforming India.
But don't be in a hurry. National Institution for Transforming India into what?
For transforming India, and it is a platform which discusses and which studies different developmental issues and other socially and nationally relevant issues, and prescribes a lot of recommendations for the stakeholders for taking up the programs.
Now our attempt is immediately to convert our GDP into 5 trillion economy.
Yes, sir.
By when?
Yes, sir. 5 trillion economy by 2024. Yes, sir.
How much it is today?
It is at present 2.6 trillion, sir.
So you think it is feasible?
Sir, the Indian economy is suffering from a lot of structural constraints, and if we are able to solve those constraints, the target might be reachable, but that needs some quick process.
Tell me, in Kerala, remittances play a very important role.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea about the amount of remittances the economy receives, Kerala economy receives every year, roughly?
Sir, I am unable to recall the exact amount, but it amounts to around 2,000 crore, I think, 1,000 to.
It's increasing or decreasing?
Sir, it is decreasing these days.
Why should it decrease?
Sir, one thing which is latest is the COVID-19 pandemic, and many people, for example, in the West Asian countries have lost their jobs. And the second one would be some protectionist policies of the West Asian governments, which is also paving the way for decrease in remittances.
What are your hobbies?
Sir, my hobbies are cycling and also solving Sudokus.
Cycling. Good. How many kilometers you do that? I mean, cycle?
Sir, I usually drive for 30 minutes, and for example, it would be 6 to 8 kilometers. Sir.
You have space to go around because in Delhi there is no way you can cycle. There is so much of traffic on the roads.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How about Kerala?
Sir, in Kerala, I usually go in not through the main road and highways, and there is traffic, but still it is manageable, sir, with cycling, sir.
Okay, finally, do you know anything about Mullai Periyar Dam issue?
Yes, sir.
What is the issue?
Sir, Mullai Periyar Dam, it was constructed during the British rule, and at present, the Tamil Nadu government is having the managerial and ownership rights for 99 years. And but the dam is located in Kerala, and many the Keralites are worried about the safety of the dam. And but the Tamil Nadu government has said that the dam is very well and it is safe. But Kerala is asking for a new dam and a new agreement associated with it.
But there was a committee which had gone into the safety aspect, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So they had declared it as safe. After all, we had to go by the committee. And also Supreme Court had also given some verdict. Do you recall that? What did they say, Supreme Court?
Sir, Supreme Court has issued orders, and it has set up a committee to look into the safety of the dam. And recently the committee was elaborated.
Okay, good.
Recently the committee was elaborated, and the Supreme Court has said that the process, the dam safety is good, sir.
Achha, good. Sharma, you want to add anything?
Yeah, Mr. Dr. Rather.
Yeah,
Dr. Lalith, one
sir.
probable question from you would be, why IS? You are a doctor.
Yes, sir.
So much money has been wasted. Regard, and your knowledge will also go waste. So related with that, as I asked the first question, that the qualities which are required to be a good doctor are required to be a good civil servant also.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
that you will mention somewhere while answering that particular question. This will be a probable answer. Why?
Yes, sir. Yes.
There is a shortage of doctors. So much money has been wasted. Why do you want to come to civil services? Other doctors are also coming. So
Yes,
that should be your answer. What the question which I asked you in the very beginning.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
sir.
you are a very good candidate. Don't let this chance go.
Yeah.
When is your interview?
May 19th, sir.
May
19th.
19th. So almost towards the last.
Yeah.
So prepare very well. Today also your performance was excellent.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I wish you all the best. Prepare with your depth and prepare with current affairs, prepare them well.
Yes, sir.
Identify the questions and prepare them well.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Yes. Ramnivas, you want to add anything?
Nothing, sir. All good wishes, Lalit.
Thank you, sir.
Any query you ask from the honorable members and the chairman of the
Yeah.
board?
Sir, one thing, how much should I prepare the culture and such thing? Whether I should, I am a little bit poor in the cultural, for example, the stories of Puranas like that. So,
No.
Particularly
don't worry.
related to them and current affairs.
Yes,
When any question can be asked.
Okay.
There is no limit to that.
You see, about the culture of Kerala, you should know broadly, not in great detail, but at least things you should know. What form of dance is famous? Kerala. What form?
Yes, yes.
What form? Tell me.
Kathakali like that.
Kathakali. And there is Mohini Attam also.
Yes, sir.
Mohini Attam.
Yes.
Bharati Shivaji. Mohini Attam, Kathakali.
Yes, sir.
You know, things like that. And I don't think they'll ask you, but suppose they ask you about Sabarimala issue.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court judgment, and where does it stand now? You see,
Sir.
like that they may ask, not directly.
Okay, sir.
So Sabarimala issue, then this thing, Mohiniattam, and then you have those old type of fight skill, with the stick and the sword. What is it called?
Politically, that is, sir.
Very unlikely. Try to know about, because that is something unique.
Yes,
We
sir.
don't have in other states.
Yes, sir.
It's a martial art, basically.
Yes, sir. Kalarippayattu, that is.
Yeah, something like that. And then who are the Gyanpith Award winners, Sahitya Academy Award winners?
Yes, sir.
And then something about Adhur Gopalakrishnan. This Adhur is a place or what?
Yes, sir. It's a place in Kerala. Yes.
And then Adhur Gopalakrishnan, is he alive or is dead?
He's alive, sir. Yes.
He's alive. And then something about Jesudas,
Yes, sir. Yes,
just
sir.
to know whether you are alert, apart from your thing.
Okay.
So what is the particular disease which bothers Keralites most?
Most, sir, I think it is diabetes mellitus. Yes.
Diabetes.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing to do with water or near, because you are coastline, long coastline. There is no particular disease associated with that?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't
There
know.
is
You
cases
may know
of
better.
typhoid and Shigella in Kerala, but that is still not a major public health problem across the states.
Achha. Okay, all the best. Take 1 or 2 marks.
Yes, sir.
Whether you have in Kerala or online,
Yes,
because
sir.
you have a lot of time. Current affairs will be very important. Read. And
Sir, these factual questions, how much that indices question I was unable to answer.
which one?
That municipal performance index parameters and everything was asked, and I was
No,
unable
you
to.
see-
There may be some questions which you may not answer. Need not worry very much. You can, if you don't know, then simply you can say, I don't know.
Yes,
It is very difficult to know the answer of each and every question, whether it is a factual question or whether it is analytical or whatever.
Okay.
Hello, am I
Yeah,
audible?
no.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes.
need not worry at all.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, as an honorable member has said, that is the way you have to take it. Listen, remember one thing, this is a personality test. This is not test of your knowledge. Your knowledge has already been tested. That is how you are here.
Yes,
Now
sir.
here, personality means intellectual honesty, no guesswork.
Yes, sir.
If you don't know, you say, sir, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay,
That will be accepted. Gracefully you have to say, sort of as if you feel bad that you don't know. That sort of a thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know.
That will reflect honesty.
Oh, so
Okay.
that is the intellectual honesty.
Okay.
But there is no escape from not answering basic questions on medicines, etc. Because that is your field. And about Kerala,
Okay, sir.
some very basic issues, questions.
Ayush visa, very important. Ayush visa.
Okay.
And note down. And what is the coastline length of Kerala? You see, such a long coastline you have.
Yes,
And
sir.
something about INS Kochi. You should know INS Cochin. What is it known for? Tell me.
Sir, INS Kochi, it is a submarine.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
sir.
a naval Yeah, warship.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, very sophisticated, latest type.
Yes, sir.
Huh. So things like some major things, not very integrated. I think you should do well. Don't worry about one or two questions. You may not be able to answer. Don't bother.
Yes, sir. Sir, the articulation and flow.
No, that is fine.
Yeah,
Don't try to change radically, because
Yes,
in
sir.
1 month you can't change. And all of us have some accent. If you are from Kerala or from Bengal or from Tamil Nadu or from Punjab, whatever,
Yes,
the
sir.
accent difference will be there. Don't worry about that. And then tell me
Okay.
in terms of dress, what are you going to wear? Because I
Sir,
don't see you in suit and all. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Do you have a suit with you?
Sir,
Tie, suit?
I am planning to buy, sir. Yes, sir. I
Buy a good one. What
Yes,
color you will buy? Color?
black color, sir. Black.
Okay. See, let it be a good one, and a tie to go with that, and a white shirt.
Sir, I was planning to wear a black tie and a black suit.
No, just see. It depends upon the shirt and the suit you buy. Want to make sure that it goes well with that, and also have a haircut at least 10 days before the interview.
Okay, sir.
Because I think you need a haircut,
Yes, sir.
at this rate, but at
Yes,
least 10, 12 days before, because it will not become too short. And try to
Yes,
reach Delhi at least 2-3 days in advance.
Yes, sir. I am
Don't come in the
reaching
last
May
minute.
17th, sir.
How many days?
May 17th, 2 days before.
2 or 3 days before. So that do they allow you to stay in Kerala house? In Tamil
Yes,
Nadu
sir.
house they stay. They allow.
Yes, sir.
Then it's all right. Come 2-3 days, whatever days they allow, and try to come so that you are comfortable. Otherwise, so all the best, Sharma. Ram
All the
Nivas,
best.
All good wishes, all the best, and you will get through it.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
It is
Okay.
100% sure.
Thank you, sir.
Good, you deserve. Okay,
Okay, thank
bye.
you, sir.
Okay.